Yeah. Right, so I'm Bryan, I'm from Skanska, and I'm here to talk to you all about the benefits of diversity and inclusion. And that's the benefits not just for us as individual organisations, but for the wider industry and of course for England's economic heartland. And what I'm hoping you all take away with you today is that diversity and inclusion isn't an add-on, but if we integrate it in every aspect of what we do, that's how we'll really reap the benefits. So let's just set the scene then. So the governments have set out a Construction 2025 strategy which discusses collaboration between industry and the government, and that's to improve the wider sector. So ultimately they're asking for us to deliver more, really with lower costs, faster delivery and lower emissions. Now that's fair enough, but against a backdrop of a growing sector, a shrinking talent pool, a widening skills gap, and the uncertainty of Brexit, it is going to be a challenge. So that's really where diversity and inclusion comes in. So the survey behind me already shows that diversity and inclusion is a commitment of business, and the main driver for that is tackling the skills shortage. But how serious are we as an industry about this? We talk about transferable skills, but are we embodying that? The construction industry as a whole is perceived as traditional white male. So we need to change that perception if we're going to really tackle the diversity of our industry. And we're in a really fortunate position that as we grow, we can think differently about those skills. So when we're looking for project managers, does a project manager have to have 25 years of highways experience behind them? In some cases they may need to, but if we really think about the transferable skills, the only way for us to get something different to what we've always done is to look for some different skills, particularly since we've been talking about innovation and as I said, diversity, because we have to start looking at different industries. And when you look at pretty much all of those top reasons on that survey, it really should be a given. So diversity and inclusion isn't about alienating anyone, but it really is about including everyone. So that's when we start talking about the training and skills. Why isn't our industry an industry of choice? When you look at this graphic there, for every one job advertised in hair and beauty, 5 applicants apply. For every 4.5 jobs in construction, we only get 2 applicants. So there's obviously a reason why young people aren't choosing us. For us to sustain the growth that we've got forecast, the industry needs to be bringing in 44,000 people a year. Currently, we're only attracting 9,000 apprentices each year. So there's a huge mismatch there in supply and demand. So what are the solutions? How can we encourage young people? Well, one solution is about partnering with university technical colleges, getting in there at the beginning, really. So within our region, within England's economic heartland, we've got Peterborough, we've got Buckinghamshire, we've got Silverstone UTCs that have that engineering focus. So we can really get into those organisations and institutions and capture the imagination of those young people and show them what our industry is about. But within that, we also have to start thinking about and leveraging the skills that we will need in the future, those skills of tomorrow, talking about off-site manufacturing, robotics, because those are the skills that we will be needing if we're going to be more innovative and really pushing the boundaries of our industry. So I'm sure many of you are aware that yesterday was International Women's Day. And gender has long been an issue in our sector. We're just not turning the dials quick enough. We often talk about needing to encourage girls and young people to choose STEM subjects, so that's science, technology, engineering, and maths. Now, if we look at this graphic, within scientific and technical industries, there's 40% representation, which shows me that they are choosing the subjects, they're just not choosing us. So what is it about the industries at the top of the scale? What do they have that we don't, that we're not offering? Well, maybe it's flexibility, maybe it's work-life balance. Who knows, but we need to start thinking differently if we're going to start attracting what's already in other industries, and start injecting diversity at all levels. And that's where programs like return to work programs. In the budget yesterday, the government already mentioned a commitment to support women returning after long-term career breaks. So that's where we can really attract people from other industries back into our sector and bring in those skills at that higher level. So finally, how can we attract into England's economic heartland? Well, it's about thinking what our communities want. Really, it's jobs, it's skills, and it's connectivity. We have large-scale infrastructure projects by way of HS2, A40 happening right on our doorsteps. Yes, they could be attracting talent away from us, but they will also be bringing talent into our region. The apprenticeship levy, it's about thinking differently about what apprentices look like. The levy comes into effect next month. Apprentices don't have to be school leavers anymore. They could be 40, 50, 60-year-olds now, retraining or becoming subject matter experts. And finally, even Brexit. Yes, there's uncertainty, but yet let's use this opportunity to invest in our local communities with offender programs, with programs targeting long-term unemployed, with programs targeting people that are not in education, employment, or skills. All of this can bring in labour, where our industry is so heavily reliant on migrant labour, we can inject that and increase social mobility, which broadens the concept of diversity beyond just the protected characteristics. So finally, we have a massive opportunity to transform our organisations, our industry, and our region by leveraging the benefits of diversity and inclusion. Thank you.